Hi team, it's me Natalie. I'm filming a vlog at the moment, so you will see my progression into a crappy mood. But today I decided to try and lift myself out of that crappy mood and go and buy books. Because I've been brainwashed by capitalism, basically. Anyway, I just wanted to go and get out of the house and clear my mind and focus on books. So I got a few for $30, so I thought I'd share them all with you. I got two ones that I've already read before but I don't have. I was just talking about this the other day in my top authors video. So this is Mr. Wig by Inga Simpson. I love this book, so I picked that up. And I got The Secret River by Kate Granville. I had a copy and I lent it to someone. This is a really confronting book. It's sort of about the settlement, 1806, and about the relationship between the First Nations people and the colonizers. It's very full on, and I remember having to walk away from it a lot because it was so confronting, but it's a really great book, so I'm glad it's on my shelf now. Then I got one book purely for a challenge, the Reading Through the Ages challenge, something about Kublai Khan. Kublai Khan? Huh. Lord of Xanadu, Emperor of China, because I need to read an ancient China book and I don't have one. So let's see how I go with this one. That's a random purchase. And then I got a stack of fiction books. So I love these editions, these vintage classics editions. This is about someone who left Ireland and moved to Australia. Where are we? 1853, and then built this major cattle empire and sort of a family saga, I guess, from there on. It's an Australian classic that I've never read. The best saga of pastoral Australia ever published. Pastoral Australia is not normally my bag, but I want to try and read as many Australian classics as I can, so there's a good start. Now this one, I should have looked it up before I turned on the camera. On Jacqueline's channel on 6 Minutes For Me, she's been doing these camera flips, and somebody, I can't remember who, recommended this book, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I've always steered clear of it because it's sort of girls at school kind of stuff, but her recommendation, and I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was, but it sounded really cool the way she recommended it, so I bought it. So I got this. This is Ransom by David Malouf. This is his retelling of the Iliad. And I've been reading a lot of these myth retellings lately and really enjoying them. So, yeah. I don't know why there's a donkey on the front, though. Should I know why there's a donkey on the front? Seems a bit random to me. Anyway, maybe I don't know the Iliad quite as well as I should. I got two Margaret Atwood books. I read Alias Grace years and years ago and loved it, but it's the only Margaret Atwood I've ever read. But I got Cat's Eye, which is about a painter who returns to Toronto and then is faced with her past. Looks like fun, huh? Kids doing backbends. And then I got Bodily Harm. What's this one? Oh, a young journalist running for her life moves to a Caribbean island and then has an affair and then gets caught up in a lethal web of corruption. We will see. Not normally my idea of a good time, but anyway. The next one I got purely because of that sticker there, which says that this is the Miles Franklin Award winner in 2014. So, sounds cool. I've not heard of the author or this book before, but that doesn't mean much. Yeah, this is about being an outsider, someone who lives alone on an island, but their sheep start dying or get taken away or something. So there's this, what is going on with the sheep thing, but I think it's more about, yeah, I hope it's a lot about island living. I liked the covers. Surely it's got to have a bird focus if that's what I'm looking at on the cover. But anyway, we will see. Anyway, could be cool. I don't know. This was on my want to read TBR. Has anyone read this book? I have no idea what it's about, but I remember seeing it on my want to read shelf. So, anybody got anything? I finally picked up this, The Light Between Oceans. This has been everywhere, hasn't it? What is it about? There's a lightkeeper in 1926 on an island off Western Australia. Another one where someone's living on an island by himself, but his wife's there with him. And then a boat washes ashore carrying a dead man and a crying infant. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This sounds emotional as heck. It's a lovely edition. Nice hardcover with gorgeous end papers. So yeah, we shall see. That's going to be one of those books that sits on my shelf and I have to get in the right headspace to read it because that sounds really emotionally charged. Anyway, we'll see. So I got 2 Helen Garner books, both non-fiction, I think. See, Helen Garner does this writing where she follows, you know, legal cases and things like that. Oh, anyway, I'll just show you the books. This is The First Stone. This is about 2 women in 1992 who accused the head of their res college at Melbourne Uni of sexual assault. And then I guess it follows the debate and I guess it splits a community, and Helen Garner writes about that. So intense. And then here we go, this House of Grief. This is one that I've been avoiding. This is about a man who drives off the road and drowns his 3 sons in the car. And then his trial. I think he lives on, and then his trial. Whew. We thought I'd have to be in, you know, the right frame of mind for this one. And then I've got these 2. Isn't it interesting that I'm in this like really kind of emotionally flat kind of moment in my you know, monthly cycle, and I'm being drawn to these really intense books. It's amazing what you come across. You'd think I'd need some sort of light-hearted stuff, but yeah, those are the ones that are put in front of me. Anyway, run with it. I'll save them for another time when I'm feeling a little more bubbly. And then I got a stack of non-fiction stuff, which I don't normally do. So this is a memoir, What Days Are For. This is about a man who collapses on a pavement and then he recovers from a heart attack. Somebody helps him, he goes to the hospital, recovers from the heart attack, and then while he's lying in his hospital bed and while he's recovering, he kind of reflects on what's life all about. So quite philosophical perhaps. We shall see, but an Australian one, so that's great. This one is a bizarre pick for me. I was drawn to the cover first and then I read it. It's about a man, what's his name? Robert Devereux, who kind of was a revolutionary in Ireland in like the 1840s. And then the British government kind of sweeps everybody out and moves them all out to Australia, obviously. And he lands in, well, is it Tasmania? He lands in Van Diemen's Land. Is that us? Is that all of Australia? I don't know. And then this author has kind of gone through his journals and sort of pieced together his life. He falls in love here, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, I don't know. It sounded like a bit of an interesting story. And it's also sort of separated into kind of, I guess, journal entries. So, I don't know. It could be good. It's a chunker. But I don't know. I was intrigued by the story. So, we'll see. This one I'm really excited about. Spirit of Place. What does it say? 5 famous lives in their English landscape. And it's sort of Jane Brown, the author. Thank you, Jane. She looks at 5 famous people and their love of like the English landscape and their connection to it. So she looks at Virginia Woolf, E.M. Forster, Rupert Brooke, Dora Carrington, and L.P. Hartley. And yeah, looks at their connection to their part of the English countryside, I guess. So it's sort of separated into each of the people, and yeah, hopefully there's a lot of nature stuff and a lot of descriptions of the place. Yeah, my fingers are crossed, but I was really excited when I saw this. I like the cover too. I don't know. I don't know what I'm picking up. Romantic Outlaws. This is The Extraordinary Lives of Mary Wollstonecraft and her daughter Mary Shelley. It says this book brings to life a pioneering English feminist and the daughter she never knew. I don't know. This is all like in 1797. I don't know. It just intrigued me. And the old feminist word came up in a time when that would have been really bloody hard to do. So, I don't know. I'm drawn to weird things today. This one I got is another interesting one. Check out this cover. Isn't it gorgeous? This is Francois Perron, an impetuous life, naturalist and voyager. And this is about, who is it? Nicolas Bourdin. He was a zoologist. And he had an expedition to Australian waters, and Francois Perron was his assistant. And as all of the other people on the expedition started to disappear or to die, this Bourdin, you know, his fame rose. And Perron was trying to bring him down all the time. He wasn't assisting him. So there was this really, what's the word? Like a butting head kind of relationship between the two of them. So a little bit spicy there, but yeah, it's about collecting, you know, stuff for the natural world and lots of oceanography and things like that. So that could be really cool to read about, and with a little bit of sass in it as well. So yeah, I just loved that cover. I had to have it on my shelf, really. And then the last one is a garden book. It's about A Garden in the Hills by Christine McCabe, and this is about a woman who buys a really big 130-year-old homestead in the Adelaide Hills and moves from Sydney, moves her family over and starts to regenerate the gardens and bring them back to life, and without knowing what the hell she was doing, which is pretty much in a similar position that I'm in right now. There aren't established gardens here, but I would love to have beautiful gardens. I just have no idea where to start. So it'd be nice to know there are other people out there that triumph in the end. So yeah, that's it. So that's my big stash, my big pile. I just thought I'd share it with you while I was pulling it out of the box. If you've read any, let me know. If you love any, let me know. If you hate them, let me know why. Yeah, and hopefully one day you'll see me get to them. Not hopefully. I am going to get to all of these books. But the buying of books did help with the mood. That's for sure. Anyway, thanks for chatting with me. I'll talk to you.